Welcome back to the Frederick Family Acre. I'm Katrina. It is a beautiful spring day here in Southern California, and we are taking full advantage by taking our overwintered peppers out of hibernation. So we thought we'd show you how we're going to do that. This was our first time overwintering, and I think most of them were successful. There may be one or two we lost. We think they got knocked over a little bit. We tried to stake them up, but there might have been too much root damage. Getting these roots nice and clean.
So we have soil here. This is mushroom compost, and then I have potting mix also here, and I'm doing a 60% mushroom compost, 40% potting mix inside of these pots here. These are 3-gallon pots, and this is my ghost pepper. I think it's my favorite plant. It had a lot of trouble last year, and we managed to get it back on track and get it growing, and it made a lot of peppers for us last year, so it's well loved. So we're just kind of go through the process of what we do. We're gonna pull it up out of the pot, try and get the root ball as clean as possible. Every single one of these peppers went into a soil and cocoa coir mixture when they were overwintered, and they were cleaned beforehand. So we're just gonna gently shake them out, get as much of that out as possible, and then get them in their fresh pots. And you're gonna talk about that.
So something we did not utilize last year in any of our garden spaces that we're really going to make sure we're using in every single container, bed, whether it's a raised bed, a bag, an in-ground area, is mulching. So mulch is important for a few reasons, and depending on what mulch you pick, those benefits can vary, but the main thing that we want to try to do is make sure, one, that when you water, it keeps the dirt down, so that if you are watering by hand like we are, bacteria and gross stuff that could be on the soil is not going to be splashing back up onto your plants. And also it will help the water stay in our soil longer, and it will reduce evaporation. So what we are going to be using is this alfalfa hay. We feed this to our rabbits in our rabbitry, and this is what falls on the ground out of their feeders. So instead of going and buying wood chip or straw or anything like that, we're going to use what we have. This is a good option because generally alfalfa is cut before it has a chance to go to seed, so hopefully we're not going to have to worry about it sprouting up in there. As it breaks down, we're going to automatically get nitrogen put back into our soil, and it's saving us money. We already have it here, and we're really trying to use what we have around to the best of our ability and not be wasteful. So that's what we're using for mulch. We're going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how we do this.
Oh yeah, and it's worth noting too that once we take the soil out that these have been wintering in, we're actually going to put it into this wheelbarrow here and take it over to where we have the rest of our mushroom compost, and just churn it in and try and mix it up and sort of revitalize it so we can reuse that soil. So we'll get going on this pepper. Okay. So we're going to just, as carefully as possible, loosen this pot up so we're not destroying the root ball.
So an important thing to note, whether you are transplanting your peppers, waking them up from overwintering when they've been in a container, is that you never ever want to put the soil level higher than where it was before. So you just want to be really mindful of that. You want to look
where the roots are, and we're going to be adding a little bit of potting mix to the top of this. So I want the roots to show just a little bit, and then we're going to bring this in and just spread it around there. Give it some pats.
Okay, once your soil's in, you're gonna get your mulch. You want this to be a decently thick layer so that you don't really see the dirt through it, so it can have the maximum benefit.
So there you have it. That is how we are waking up our peppers from overwintering and getting them ready for this growing season.
Until next time, remember, homesteading isn't a place, it's a state of mind.